at the rhythm of the sun. Well, I was wide awake until the dawn upon her face, and the echoes of our song as it hummed along. So stay with me, you are my missing pieces. Oh, you are my missing pieces. You are my missing pieces. So won't you stay with me?
Good morning, Throga channel. Good morning, Thronleys. Good morning, Metalheads. And good morning, John Reaves.
What is up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I was just thinking the last time I saw you was when we were snake hunting in Canada, which is a weird sentence to say.
Yes, most definitely, dude. I feel like that has been life recently. It's just been like, well, that was it's a really good title for a YouTube video.
For sure. You just got back from, you said you were in Mexico?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in Mexico City, and then I got back yesterday.
Who were you seeing? What was the band?
Baby Metal and Slipknot. So it's kind of like I'm definitely on that metal hard rock vibe.
You're still
today,
on that
sure.
rush going, holy cow.
Dude,
Well,
I literally felt the earth beneath my feet just trembling. There's like tens of thousands of people jumping at the same time. Is awesome.
oh my goodness, that's insane. Good
Good
morning,
times.
Latte Lover and Deb and Chris and Brigitte and Nancy and Rachel and Art and Za and Jim, and thank you everyone for being here. Enjoy Hitomi, thank you. So today is a special day. Of course, Johnny is on vacation, and who better to replace Johnny with another John who's also tall and handsome as my co-host. But unlike Johnny, John and I have a background in metal, so this seems just like a perfect fit. I'm not sure in my old age I'm prepared to do this early in the morning, but I am excited.
I feel you.
So,
man, looking at some of the bands, I am like extremely excited. There's a lot, like you said, I have not checked out, so
yes,
I'm here for it, dude.
We have
I'm so here for it.
9 artists, 9 bands from 9 different countries. This is around the world in 90 minutes. Hopefully we're going to do our best to stick to that timeline and whatnot. And we have a special guest coming on later today. We'll talk about that when we get there. Now, of the 9 artists that we've selected, which is Maid, Slapshock, The Warning, Jinjer, The Who, Spirit Box, Daughtry, Dan Vasc, and Nightwish, there's only one band that you hadn't reacted to at all, and that's Slapshock, right? So they're from the Philippines.
And then also The Who. I was like, well, no, I have actually. I don't know why I was thinking The Who.
The Mongolian band, yeah.
Yeah, the Mongolian.
Not
dude,
the British
I've only
rock
done
band.
like 2 or so I was like, dang, that's a wild card. I like it. But also The Who's a wild card. So like,
yes.
Yeah, we're in for it, dude. We're in for it.
So I believe the first song, it just, kind of taking a little search on your channel, which is, you can check that in the description below, John Reaves, for those of you who don't know who he is. And there's the first song that we're going to react to, I believe, is the only one you've actually reacted to before. The band is called Maid, and it was almost impossible to find a popular song that you haven't reacted to.
Yeah. I'm a really big fan of that band, dude. I've done like I think at this point, I've done 4 or 5 travel vlogs for them, just different places around the world. But
what countries have you seen them in?
So America, I saw them in Nashville, and then I saw them in Hong Kong, and then I've seen them in Japan 2 times. So I think I've seen them like 4 times in total. But dude,
wow.
Hong Kong was so random. I was actually going there to see Dimash, and a lot of my viewers were like, "Hey, dude, you're in Hong Kong. Are you going to the Maid concert?" I was like, "Well, if I'm there that day and they have tickets, I'm definitely going." So
yes,
yeah, it was
no,
it was
that
definitely
makes sense.
a welcome change to the schedule, and it was very, very cool. But
awesome.
awesome.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing them. That's what we're going to start off today with. But before we begin, do you know Johnny's line here?
Oh man,
The pressure's on.
His voice is too good. His voice is too good. I'm gonna just go with the whole hit that sub button, homies.
There it
This
is.
way. Yeah, boom.
Also, please be sure to check out the description below where you can buy us a coffee, help support the channel and shows like this, even become a Thronely member. Silver, gold, or diamond each has different perks, including all of them include our brand new reaction shorts rolling out at the end of this month, where all of our members have exclusive access to. You can also check out our shop for online songwriting lessons with Johnny, not John, and singing lessons with myself, Richard.
That is awesome, man.
I'm excited too, because we're going to hear one of the songs that Johnny co-wrote later today.
Dude.
From Daughtry with our special guest Elvio. We're going to talk more about that soon.
God.
But first up is band Maid. The song is Dice. I'm just going to hit play. I have no idea what's happening here. And then you can fill me in as we go.
I'm so ready.
All right, let's go. I'm going to stretch out my neck.
Yeah, especially for this one. Gotta get a good stretch in, dude. Yeah.
Try not to head bake too much here this morning.
Heck yes. Oh, God, yeah, dude.
Is it an all-female band?
Yes, and man, you're already hearing a lot of stuff.
I just realized there's translations.
Yeah.
The riffs right away,
Dude, yes.
and the chops. What do you know their names offhand? You must by now.
Yeah, so like Kane Misa is the one that is playing the black bass. Like she just is very, especially in this song, it's like she is very prominent in this, like very driving the riff home, you know? Mm-hmm. And dude, God, and there's so many amazing people in this band, but then also Psyche is the vocalist. Yeah,
the
and then
drummer.
Akane.
Who's the drummer?
And then Miku.
I'm putting you on the spot.
So dang it. Hold on. I'm brain farting. I'm like Akane or freaking Konami. It's one of the two. Oh my gosh, why am I brain farting at the moment?
All right, fill us in the comments.
Yes, please.
Her chops. I mean, her choices, and this is one of the things that I love about Tomo. We talk about it all the time with One OK Rock. It's just not a push straightforward. Push on the song where it's just like a drive. There's just these little progressive elements and polyrhythms, things like that. Just keeps everything just like alive throughout the whole thing. And all right, I need to keep listening, but this is.
Dude, one thing to mention though, really quick, is like first, whenever she's playing, she's like beating the heck out of her drums. Like legitimately, you can feel it hitting whenever she's doing it at a show. And then if you notice, she's like always smiling too, which I think is freaking amazing. So
that's cool.
I don't know, just two things.
Her energy and conviction. Yeah, the conviction for sure. It's just, I'm going to hit the cymbal and crack it in the process attitude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dude.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Crap. Thank you, Glory.
Did that riff right back.
Oh.
Even that riff is so like
so
the
good.
riff is so good, dude.
Francesca, I love that. That's what it sounds like inside of your son's car.
Yes. Words. No, man. Right. I think one thing that is like for me, even like going back into it, and once you put in the closed captions, it's always really interesting because the way that they actually pronunciate words in Japanese, how she'll sneak in like Japanese and sometimes English. If you didn't have closed captions on to read along with it, you would be like, you know, I don't know, having to decipher it a a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right,
but like in a
right.
really cool, unique way. So I don't know. Their lyrics are always
well, in the lyrics too, it's just like they had. I only absorbed a little bit of it. Honestly, I was listening way more to just the technical aspects of just the musicianship of what was there. So not to dismiss the lyrics completely, but I always tend to listen to lyrics on the second, third pass, just in general. Like maybe a line will jump out or something like that. But it didn't seem like just fluff or just something trifle. It's like a message to play, which is great. And what a positive energy. I don't know if the key was it was minor or major per se, but it was just like it kind of had this cool balance between like a positive energy feel, but still had like that dark riff flow and everything.
Dude.
The presence was great.
I'm very glad you said that because I've often said this. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's like the scale that they play in, their tempo, their energy after seeing them, but even like even listening to full albums of theirs, they have this like, there's something that makes me want to go adventure, or like there's something better out there. You know what I mean? Like it's just very adventurous and advantageous and like and uplifting. I don't know what it is about their music, but it's always felt like that to me. So I'm glad you said that because like, and
again, technically, I mean, you don't hear enough, in my opinion. You know, late 80s, early 90s hard rock metal was what I was into. There is not enough guitar solos, let alone bass solos.
Yeah, dude.
like are almost non-existent, and they placed it so well. It was unexpected, well executed.
Yeah,
great group. And the vocalist, I mean, she was just on. Is she that precise live too, with just that jumping around and everything?
And the cool thing about her too is like, so yes, she's very precise, but I think, dude, she had vocal surgery, and that might be something that you could kind of like talk about. I've never actually had vocal surgery or known anybody that's gone through it. I know like vocalists, like major vocalists like M Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold, and so I know of vocalists that have done that, but I don't really know the actual like what is going on internally and stuff. But
it depends on the pathology, like what they're actually dealing with. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah. Well, no, like she had her early years, her voice was kind of in a higher register, and then you could hear what happened to her after she really, I mean, she toured. They're a workhorse band, dude. They like tour constantly. But she blew her voice out and had to get surgery. And so there's like a before surgery and an after surgery. and then like a now, which is in my opinion better than her before she had surgery. And it's
Nice.
like with all these techniques she's learned. So
she's learned from the process. I mean, that's, yeah. And
yeah,
it's such a scary thing, but whether it was a vocal hemorrhage or nodule or a lesion or polyps, there's all these different, scary terms that singers, are afraid of, but more often than not, it almost always comes just from edema, which is just swelling of the folds, just from, it's not just when they're on stage. Very rarely is it their technique on stage. Like you said, when they're workhorses, their sleep schedule sucks. They're doing interviews. They're talking to fans before and after shows. They're doing all these things. Their voice doesn't rest in between the technique. And that very often leads to some scary stuff. But I'm glad you said that, because I want to take Johnny down that rabbit hole maybe a little bit and explore that.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear early post and talk about that more. So thank you
dude,
for sharing
yes.
that.
Yeah, she's definitely
Yeah. Okay. That was a wake up. All right, up next is we're moving. So they were from Japan. We are now taking a quick hop over to the Philippines. This is Slapshock. This has been one of the most requested rock bands from our TGIFF events. And the name of the song is Salamin. And this is from I think they're still playing. This is from 11 years ago, it looks like.
Nice.
And I don't know copyright wise what I can get away with here, so I'm going to put the transparency on just to be cautious in the live stream. I know with Bandmate, I saw on your page you didn't seem to have to there was no issues
they're
there,
pretty
but
cool.
You just never know what labels are going to do what, who's making those decisions. So we're here for the music. Let's hit play.
Not expecting that vocal style.
Salamin. Thank you, Francesca. Oh, this riff.
Yeah, dude.
All right, quick pause there. First of all, okay, what do I have a couple ideas. What are your initial reactions?
Well, like my first thoughts are like, as a person who has had like majority of my vocals would be the screams that you're hearing in the background there. Like that has always been like a lot of what I do. Hearing him as a vocalist, it's like sounds very constricting. And I'm like, man, you said that was 11 years ago and they're still going. I'm wondering what he has done to change his vocal technique live to give him longevity. Cause like in recording, we can throw it at the wall, and
totally
live it's totally different. So I'm wondering what he does, dude, because it sounds so constricting, dude. But I don't know.
Yeah, so here's the thing. He might not have to change his technique at all, right? So if you think in terms of like, James Hetfield is in his 60s now, right? So, I mean, if you think of what he's done with Metallica, it's still da-da-da. There's definitely an inherent restriction there.
Yeah.
He's doing more of a push. Like he's involving his false folds a little bit more. So the folds, like a trapdoor above the true folds that are doing the pitch, they're kind of coming in along with restrictions right above the larynx, kind of like closing in on it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that feeling restriction. But it's also what gives it like this tug of war of a sound that makes it so cool. So if you can get, sometimes that sound just requires that much effort. But if you surround those moments with balance, with vocal health, you know, I don't know the guy. I don't know nothing about if he take care of his voice and all that lifestyle wise. But that allows you to do things, you know, such as that, right? So
it's a really good point.
Yeah. So sometimes that abuse, because it is abusive to the folds to sing it that way. But I've heard opera singers that have great technique and they have more issues with their voice than metal guys. It depends on their life.
I got something to say.
Their lifestyle and everything else. So that's a whole rabbit hole conversation. And by the way, I do see the requests coming in. The vocalist has passed away. Jen, is that true?
No. Oh.
Well, that
so
sucks. Well, then we're definitely going to dive in more. I want to learn more about the band. So I think what I'm going to do, because we're, you know, obviously we got this song for today, and I want to introduce John to the band too. I love the progressive elements, which he likes as well. And Chris, you've got some great suggestions as well. So I'm thinking for TGIFF, we'll bring them in so we can hear a couple songs. I'm seeing, you know, Agent Orange and Wake Up and some other recommendations. So we'll revisit them, just so you know. So no worries there.
Heck yes.
I'm so sorry. That sucks, man. It was suicide.
That's the worst.
That's tough. He obviously had a hard life, but what a vocalist.
Changing that.
Salamin.
Dude, can I say, like, I love the way that he, with that technique, is really able to use a lot of range in that, especially in that chorus, being able to, like, kind of take it in that higher area, higher register, and just being able to, like, it just shows that not only can he use that technique, but he really knows how to manipulate it and kind of, like, go into different areas with it.
The one thing with metal singers, especially the ones that primarily use, like, the growl and grit and different levels of distortion, there's a mentality of fearlessness. They have to have that, or they can't create and sustain that sound. The challenge is being able to have what you're suggesting is the flexibility. The folds can still stretch enough to give a range of notes and tones within that. But he's got like some primal screams every once in a while in the background. I think it's him, unless there's another. Yeah. I'm not sure if someone else is layering that in there. But yeah, there's some cool, just dynamic choices within it.
Yeah.
This takes me back to, like, I was just saying this in the early 90s. I'm hearing like Pantera influence and just, like, you know, things along those lines. That was when I was drumming. That's what I was totally into.
Heck yeah.
Di na inisip ang masukal na daan. Ako ngayon'y nagkukubli upang ika'y mabalikan.
That is him.
Yeah.
That's false notes there, man. Oh, the kick pattern.
Aminin ang tunay na anyo sa harap ng salamin. Sasabihin ang tunay na anyo
Very interesting.
Ang tunay na anyo sa harap ng salamin.
Oh, that riff, dude. That's
Yes.
Dang.
Yes.
His scream is very powerful as well too. Like,
Oh, it's got this dominating presence. Like it covers like
Yeah.
a wide like span of frequencies. So you got like that high end, but also
Yeah.
like the growl underneath. It's like a wall of sound. It's just
yeah, dude. And I feel like even with like his because there's two different techniques that he's doing there for like that main verse and the chorus kind of grit that he's got there, and then
Totally.
the scream that he's actually doing. But like that, there's that same constricting, I guess, feeling in my opinion, like for both of them, even though like they're like that scream sounds like for a lot of people they'd be like, he's like yelling. I mean, he probably is pushing
There's-
maybe, but like
well, sure. I mean, you need a lot of air pressure to create the sound.
yeah.
But it's not just a random yell. I mean, there's
Yes,
such
yeah.
a fine. It's what a lot of people don't understand if they haven't experienced or experimented with the sound. The balance of that much pressure, the strength of the muscles in the larynx, and to tune the throat in such a way to give it like that range of frequency that fits into the riff. There's a lot happening there that often gets overlooked.
Yeah, man, but like also the guitar riff were so refreshing. Like I love the guitar riffs, the guitar and drums, they were amazing. Dude, I love
Yes.
that as well too. It's like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god! And then we've got this I'm seeing on screen. Jeez.
So I saw
dude.
you reacted to the music video, but I don't think you've reacted to a live version of the song.
You have nothing but bangers on here so far, sir. Good lord.
Sweet. And
I thought I was
for
going to bed after this, but nope.
nope. For Slapshock, I'm envisioning you guys. What do you think of a for TGIFF? That's our Filipino Fridays. We do Slapshock and like Lonnie, like who does she does like a lot
Oh
of
my
more of like the
gosh.
operatic. I'm feeling
Yeah.
like I'm just picturing just whiplash musically on
Yeah.
TGIFF, totally
Yes,
different
dude.
styles. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Those are
All right.
awesome.
So the warning, this I do know is an all-female group,
Mhm.
and it's just 3. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Yes,
and they're
and they're-
all sisters.
Oh, that I didn't know. Okay.
Mhm.
That is awesome. They're from Mexico, so we're going from the Philippines to Mexico now. The song is called Evolve. This is live. This is MTV Music
Oh, God.
Award show, which makes me think I need to put the transparency back on. I'm
Yeah.
sorry about that. There's going to be a little
Yeah.
cautious there. I think for the rest of the show, it won't be an issue, but for this one, I'm going to be
Nice.
careful of, guys.
Heck yeah.
All right, let's go.
You don't know how bad it'll get. A simple moment to forget. I'm not in danger of the danger. Goals are not define your worth. It's not destruction, it's rebirth. I'm not
Got cool growl mixed in.
Yeah.
the danger.
I love the crowd there too.
Show me what it means to change. Help me become
I love this song.
something more than just a vessel in the sky.
Nice.
Pain is the
The drummer's got some pipes too.
Yeah, dude. Dude, can I say
Oh my
really quick,
God.
like
No, I don't want to stop it. What were you gonna say?
well, she's like a really good contrast in what I was saying, like the constraint sound in your voice.
100%.
And like you were saying, Metallica, like James Hetfield has that kind of like that grit, that distortion. I think that she's kind of in that same wheelhouse where like the distortion she's using from like gain. You know what I mean? Like kind of like gain on an amp. She's using that with her voice and really getting that
Right.
grit, and she's using it while pushing. and not as constricting. So I'd imagine she'd be yelling if you're in a room.
100%. Yeah. So there's a lot of air pressure, but instead of like, if this is like, you know, the larynx where your right here where your voice box is, when the larynx lifts up, these muscles neurologically, they're going to respond. They're going to contract because your body is trained to swallow. The larynx lifts up too high, it swallows, and that prevents food and liquid and particles getting into your lungs so you don't die. That's how the system works. But because we choose to sing with it, if the larynx lifts up too high and you're trying to keep, you know, these muscles are closing in and you're forcing it, that's when you get the more of a constricted sound. But also in the larynx, again, the false folds, if they're engaged, then it traps more air and that gives it even more of a closed sound. And she's not using that at all. So the larynx is probably lifting up a little bit, definitely constriction. There's that gain. I think that's a great way to describe it. So like gain on the guitar where it's like it's like hair. You know what I mean? Like just that little bit of a drive on the guitar tone. There's more of a better balance between the true folds and the sounds that she's getting. That also gives her more range to play with, which you can hear too. So
yeah, that was awesome.
Great band. I love seeing all these female rock and metal drummers come out too.
Yeah, man. She's a powerhouse.
She's fun.
Love that harmony too.
Oh man. Oh, she doesn't mess around.
Right?
There's such an evil smile. Hold on, I'm gonna turn transparency off just for a quick second. Hopefully we'll be okay. This is you can't miss this.
Oh
This is
yeah,
great.
dude.
This is great.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. This. She's liking it way too much.
They can control the crowd, dude. God, I love it.
What? All right. I'm just, if anybody's looking for Christmas gifts from me, iTunes gift cards would be would be great. Just throwing that out there to friends and family.
Heck yeah.
I got a lot of music to buy.
Man, I love, dude. There's so many things about even that performance. Like the song's amazing already, anyways, but they kind of like even went off on that live performance right there. Like the drummer, like that yell she did, I was like, dang. That's where you blow your voice out or something, dude. She just like,
But there's,
feel
but
like I was
again,
being
it's
scolded.
it's just pulling from her personality that just allows for that, right? Like anybody can scream like that on a roller coaster, something like that, and just be, fine the next day. It's the repetition. It's the what do you do in between? Obviously is where it's at. But whew, great energy.
Yeah,
and
dude,
they're sisters. That
most
just there's something about that. Just it always tends to show up in vocal harmonies too. The family sibling harmonies. There's something magical about that. It's no exception for them whatsoever.
Yeah, they absolutely crushed that. That was freaking wild. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that one just to see like their little facial mannerisms and stuff like that because they're ridiculous live, dude.
Oh, so good. All right, up next is we're heading to the Ukraine, if you will.
Yes.
To check out Jinjer. This
I have not heard enough of them, by the way. So literally only heard a few songs.
I did see a lack of reactions to Jinjer.
I need to
on
check
your page.
more of them.
Same for us. We're only a couple in. So I'm excited to hear Tatiana again. So we're gonna raise the roof yet again.
Heck yes.
Cleanse my ear palate. Home.
Yes.
For those of you just joining us, so you know, in a little bit we got a few more. We're going to be reacting to Daughtry and Johnny's co-writer Elvio Fernandes, who is in the band Daughtry, does the vocal harmonies and plays keyboard. I think some guitar here and there. Is going to be joining us live during this live stream. So
yeah, dude,
be sure to stick around for that and get a little insight into Daughtry's latest release, which, by the way, is the heaviest they've ever been. That's why some people hear Daughtry and they're like, oh, I don't, if they're thinking like the American Idol stage, they might not think it fits into a program like we have today. It does, which you will hear later.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So right now we've got. So this is called Vortex. This is one of our most requested songs on our channel. I saw it wasn't on yours, so we're going to go for it.
Heck yeah.
Musical technician in this band.
So good, dude.
Just the intro.
And that guitar, oh my god.
Like a lunatic, frantic. The man in the room looks so dramatic with a tattoo on his right foot. The spiral traffic feels too dramatic. Too dramatic. The man is walking around. Where's the way out you never found? And inside, there's a moment of land. It's rolling and robbing a parquet. Oh, how heavy is the bar? It bends its spine to the very ground. Neither his nor another, an almost ludicrous. Oh, how heavy is his bar? In a half an hour or so, it crushed the floor and smashed the man's toes.
Oh my god.
Perfect placement. God, dude. I freaking love her.
I'm gonna back it up a little bit. When she sings, when she gets to that growl placement, it sounds like there's. Oh, you froze. Are you still there?
Hey, can you see me?
Wait, you're still
Oh
frozen.
no.
I can hear you
I
again.
think I'm frozen up, dude.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. It's coming back. It's
Hello?
catching up.
Maybe.
When she sings,
I think I've been frozen. No.
it sounds like there's like 2 or 3 singers screaming at the same time.
Bum bum bum. Well,
There's like all of John's on.
It's like
John's
on
in his
the
own
most
little.
random pace. Oh god. Let me see. I don't know
hang
if I
up
should
and call right
refresh it
back.
or not.
Go ahead
I
and
don't know what's
reset.
going on with my thing on here.
Go ahead and yeah. All right. Anyway, when Tatiana sings, there's this layer of sound that I always get like the feeling like there's 2 or 3 singers at the same time. There's so many overtones and harmonics taking place. The way she triggers her voice, it's just talk about that wall of sound.
She was so good it made my computer stop working. It was like, what's going on?
just caused a short circuit.
I know, yeah. I was saying though that I really love the fact that she didn't put the scream in there where I thought she was going to, or where she easily could have. You know what I mean? Like early in the song. And then once she did put it there, she just didn't let go. So like songwriting wise, choice of vocals,
evolution,
she crushed that.
Yes. Oh, the whole band.
That was awesome.
The whole band, in terms of the musical choices, in terms of evolution, what they're doing. I mean, the drummer's on like Dana Carey level. I mean, dude, he's just brilliant. I believe. I saw in the comments. I think he's a newer addition to the band.
Oh dang!
I don't think he was there from the start. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, they sound like they've been doing it since day one, just collectively.
Yeah,
they're so tight, and she's just a beast all the way through this. All right, you hear that last growl again here. Scream, rather.
God, so good.
So low.
Yeah, that was the growl.
It's like another singer.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna pause it one more time. I love this question that came in from Latte Lever. Oh wait, not that one.
Yeah.
This one. Is there a difference between growl and a scream? First of all, thank you for the coffees that you purchased. I just realized my button wasn't on, so we didn't see that you purchased them. Thank you very much for your support. So the question's interesting. Growl typically refers to lower frequencies. So it tends to be that the chest voice, sometimes like a fry mixed in, so it's down here. It might be that was an example of the false folds. That's all the trap door kind of thing, versus the true folds, which you can have down there, that has a little more of a true fold distortion, but it still falls under the category of growl to me, because it's the lower frequencies being highlighted. Is that how you would separate the two?
Yeah, for sure.
Scream more high-end frequencies as a whole. I don't think there's a rule to the description, but
yeah, that's how I would say. That's what I would think. And then I think most like people that would be in that kind of aggressive vocal style would probably say the same thing. But there are weird outliers. Like, dude, there's a band called Slaughter to Prevail. You should hear. Dude, just for curiosity's sake, as like, what is this dude doing? You should most definitely check out Slaughter to Prevail, because like it's a growl, but it's like a man screaming, like, I mean, full on, full volume, these low notes that you're like, how?
Just creating a whole different sound. Okay.
Yeah. But
I know the guy from Lorna Shore. Also, I've heard clips of him singing, and just some of the tones he gets are just like otherworldly as well.
He's got some wild ones for sure. But I would say like Alex Terrible, I think is the vocalist name from Slaughter to Prevail, believe it or not. But he's got like, dude, it's just very unique. But her voice, I love her just that back and forth between the singing and screaming part, like, because those are completely, you said two different vocalists. The technique she's doing there and the timing between those two, I would love to hear that live. Just to see how she
It's
does
like
that.
the guitarist like putting down the electric and picking up an acoustic, and putting down the acoustic and picking up a didgeridoo.
Yeah.
Not didgeridoo. That's not a guitar.
Well, we even pick one of those up.
A dobro is what I meant to say. But it's just changing gears.
Yeah.
We can't, internally and doing that. And for me, I tend
So
to like
quickly.
that more, because if it's all scream all the time, I can take one song at a time and I check out. It's just, for me, it's just overwhelming. But when there's transitions between range and clear tone and mix, it's like that's way more intriguing for me.
So cool looking. Oh God. Oh yeah. That is a growl.
Hold on,
That
hold
is
on.
the growl.
Let's hear that again. Oh my God. This reminds me of vocal display of power.
Yeah.
Not this.
Ah, dude. Ooh, the layering there?
Yeah.
That is such a freaking awesome one. Dude, like, seriously, that could be a whole vocal breakdown, 90-minute vocal breakdown of, like, what she was
just
doing.
looking at the time going, like, I have so much I can't get to today.
Yeah.
My song list is a little ambitious, but real quick, I do want to point out that low end. I mean,
Yes.
she's hanging on this B flat 2. So that's low for female voice, and and she's got undertones that go even below that, but that's wow. I mean, what an instrument. She's
Very
so
powerful,
good.
man.
So good.
The cool thing, too, is, like, her adding those layers, like, you can really hear, like, whenever she does put that low note in there with the higher scream, and you hear the layering there at the end. I think it was, like, the second to last note that she did.
Yeah.
You can really hear the difference in that low tone, how she's actually getting that. Because it is very, like, it's such a contrast, but perfectly blended in that note.
Yeah, but low notes need a larger space to exist. So her ability to manipulate her resonating chamber, her vocal track, to highlight the dynamics of the higher frequencies in that is just, she's just awesome.
Yeah, crush that.
Okay, we are now taking a quick trip over to Mongolia to check out the Who.
Dude. I'm loving this travel schedule that we have set here, my friend.
Yeah,
Very reminiscent of life at the moment.
The Who is brand new to our channel. Now, Johnny and I just reacted to Wolf Totem, which I believe you did as well on your channel at some point. But it hasn't been released yet. So Johnny and I just recorded it before we went on vacation. It's going to be out next week. So I do have my first impression of the band. So I thought for today, I'd grab some footage of them live. So this song is called Black Thunder. It's 7 minutes, so I'm going to hit play. Let's just let it run, and then we can take in what's happening here.
Heck yeah.
This is 2023, so this was just last year. It's False Folds.
Yeah, dude.
G-Harp.
Yeah.
Tuvan throat singing.
That is so wild.
Can't be, it's so the instruments, John Cino, because we just reacted to this, like I said, the other day. So there's a sitar. It's like I think it's a 3-stringed sitar. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I remember the technical term. I'm calling it Mongolian sitar. There's another word. I think it starts with a T. And then there's the fiddle. Is technically what it is as well. Again, it has a very specific name to it. The combination with the Tuvan throat singing, the vocal fry, the overtone singing, and this, if they have a collective sound that is just such a sonic fingerprint that is them. That's so different than everybody else. I love that about it.
The weird thing for me is like vocally, which one would like be more? I know I keep using the word damaging. Probably not damaging, but
this isn't just at all.
Yeah, but like technique wise, I guess the thing that would like, trying to get to that what he's doing would make me cough. You know what I mean? Like that is more damaging more difficult in my opinion. For me to get to.
I love that you brought that up. So basically, it's a vocal fry. The folds are vibrating irregularly. It's just that it's just an irregular vibration. That's not causing any harm. The technique that they do is they can amplify that sound and literally tune their throat to highlight frequencies that gives it a sense of pitch. So it's nothing compared to like those low growls and things like that in terms of force. They're actually pretty relaxed to get that sound. It's all technique.
Do you hear the higher one in there? Like the other vocalist higher, kind of like throat singing?
Yeah, so that's like highlight. So if you get like a where they're like giving these like little whistle tone like frequencies on top. Again, it's all balanced. It's perfectly balanced in tuning. That's awesome. And they can do it forever for decades and very little issues with the condition of the voice typically. And then they got some shouts too, obviously.
Yeah. That is wild.
Exactly.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
So good.
Oh, I love that riff in there.
I know.
That's so funny. That vocal tone.
So good. There is a jaw harp, yes.
That was freaking epic.
What was that?
This is such a battle anthem.
Yes, it is. That's a great way to describe it.
Vocal technique. This is just going off, man.
Ready. I was just in Wolf Totem too.
It's definitely some can do.
Big dramatic ending.
This is so crowd surfing.
Very well put, Rachel.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, by the way, Charlie Daniels, Eat Your Heart Out. That was like shredding on this thing, dude.
No.
It's like, good God. He was going off, man.
That, I mean, what exactly? I love what Rachel was pointing out. It's just the idea of like, this is like a modern era of like, you know, using electronics to amplify sound and distortions and, you know, balance things differently, you know, with a drum set versus just, you know, on just a regular skin drum kind of thing. But it's like, I'm ready for a war now. It's like,
yeah, they have.
I don't know who we're going after, but let's get them.
We're getting them, dude. Yeah, yeah. They have such a cinematic feel to it. Like with their band, it's just got this like larger than life. You could be watching a movie type thing, or like watching a war or something like that. But it's just definitely has that larger than life feel to it. And dang, that was awesome.
Sure.
Dude.
Oh, that was great.
Are you? Spirit Box is on here too. Good God.
We're taking a quick trip back to North America to Canada.
Dude, funny thing is, I've actually played her old band. It was called I Wrestled a Bear once. I played with him. And they were freaking wild. Yeah, they were even more aggressive than this band is, if you believe it. So they were. She's got a very good scream.
I don't know. I have no reference to this. So I'm a newbie here. So
is this? Which
band
one is this?
From Canada. So it's Circle with Me, but this is a live one take performance.
Oh, you are so in for it, dude. You are so in for it.
All right, let's go. You set.
I know, yeah.
New band, new sounds. I'm getting a lot of jet lag. This, back and forth for the countries here.
Yes.
Taking the wind out of me.
Cut down the altar!
Okay. tone.
All the colors change. Hands are frozen. Feel no pain. I just wanna hold the flame. Negative feedback loop. I'm spinning out of control. The sickly sweetness is crushing me. But I wanna know if there's no heat. When I escalate, the fire is cold. There you go. This could all be yours. Feel the weight of a motor.
Oh.
It could all be yours if you echo words.
Beautiful pre-chorus.
Treat it good down the altar. It could all be yours, but just circle in the flame.
He has such a beautiful, clean voice, man.
Well, that's the thing. This like she rips your throat,
Yeah.
your throat,
Yeah.
your heart out at first. Like, pay attention. It's like, got it.
Yeah.
And it's just with just a great tone, for metal, obviously. And then there's just, the breathy. I mean, even her
Yeah.
pronunciation, the articulation that she has. She's a really good control of all the expression muscles, tongue, jaw muscles, like all the shaping
Yeah.
of sound. She's in.
Mm-hmm.
Just at ease, and it is just a
Yeah.
beautiful, almost angelic quality in this verse and pre-chorus.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm ready for more whiplash here because I know it's coming.
Yeah.
You can't start the song like that and not have more in it later.
Yeah.
Nothing sacred, nothing lost. When birds of prey invade my thoughts, they promise I won't feel the pain. Not strong enough to hold the flame. Negative feedback loop. I'm spinning out of control. The sickly sweetness is crushing me. But I wanna know if there's no heat when I escalate. The fire is cold. There you go. This could all be yours. Feel the weight
Keep
of
waiting for it.
So good,
could
dude.
all be yours if you
Love this tone.
the words of prayer. Treat it good down the altar. It could all be yours, but just circle in the flame.
She's transitioning.
Yeah, dude.
She's getting possessed.
I have the power of a dying sun. I climb the altar and I climb my voices good.
Oh,
So good, dude.
this is all one take.
Circle with me. Circle with me.
Yeah, dude.
Weight of a motor. It could all be yours if you echo words of prayer. Treat it good down the altar.
I love this.
It could all be yours, but just circle in the flame. Feel the weight of a motor. A traitor. Watching me as birds of prey never falter. It could all be yours.
Oh my God.
It could all be yours.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Hold on.
That is like-
Hold on.
If she, dude.
God.
Like that note, if she didn't say
That made me
beat,
teary-eyed. It's
dude.
like
Yeah.
just that, like, oh my God, it just like punches you. That because
is
you have this
such a
clear tone.
powerful
You're out like
scream.
on this journey, this clear tone.
Yeah.
Just there's a beauty to it and elegance,
Mhm.
and she's like a siren. You're just like calling
yeah.
you to
yeah.
the rocks
Yeah.
of destruction and just like hits you
Did
hard.
hit you with them. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. The transitions at that ending part, whenever I first heard that, I was breathtaking as well. Like I'm still like, dude, the transitioning, going back and forth from one to the other, and like the quickness in which she did it. And because she's saying this could all be yours, is what she's saying in that.
Yes.
When she says this could, she's screaming, and then she says B in a clean voice, and then yours, and screams it. If she didn't say that B right there, I'd be like, oh, that was really cool. But like, she did that, and I'm like, whiplash, like Joey Robinson said. It's like so well executed, and that's one take, dude.
Yeah, there's not.
She freaking crushed that.
I have hard rock metal, quasi progressive recordings, theatrical stuff that I did, in the late 90s and early 2000s with Johnny.
Heck
And
yes.
I did the screams with, my influences were Chris Cornell, James Hetfield, James Maynard Keenan, just like, that style kind of mixed in. And so I would give like a lot of those really aggressive moments. But I'd be the first to admit, in the studio, I took advantage of punching in clear points.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm going to do this part nice and clean. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to warm up a little bit differently. I'm going to go in with this aggressive.
Yeah.
Totally cheated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like
yeah.
live, I still had to execute, right? So, but
Yeah.
like, in the studio, you got the opportunity. I took advantage of it. Just that one take control, just ridiculous. Whew.
Yeah. Absolutely crushed that one, man. That was a beautiful performance. And I feel like I was already a fan of this band before that, but that performance in particular was where I was like, okay, she is like one of my favorite metal vocalists.
Just the way she used her expression muscles too. Sorry to cut you off.
No. Well, I was going to say somebody in chat here. Where are they at? Olcam, I think. Olcam, is that how you pronounce the name? Olkam? Olcam? I don't know. But they said you need to listen to Nemophila as well, too.
Oh, is that another band?
Dude, she's my favorite metal female vocalist. But we've listened to like two great ones, so I think it's all preference at this point.
Well, it's exactly. So it's preference, it's art, right? So there's like, at some point you can have a bias, something that just resonates with you, but it doesn't take away from obviously your appreciation for what someone else is doing.
Exactly. Because I mean, like Courtney LaPlante and Tatiana, they're both, my gosh, insanely good, talented, technically amazing female vocalists just there.
So once again, if you'd like to buy more coffees to fund my iTunes purchasing spree, I may be going on after.
Dude.
So good. All right, we're going to take just a little short trip from Canada down to the U.S. for some, where is it? Daughtry. All right.
Yeah.
Daughtry, I don't know if you remember when the rise of Daughtry, American Idol.
I remember it, yeah, and I remember at the time being like, oh my god, like this can be on American Idol. So I remember that being just a thing that I was very excited about.
Kind of broke the rules a little bit in terms of like expected pop, because they were American Idol, right? It's kind of like a pop format. Early on, he always had this like just an identifiable edge that just made him, right? So that was just clear from the beginning. But then as he's evolved, obviously he's just like refined his art and everything else. And we're going to bring in a guest who just calling in now. Very excited about this. Before we listen, hello, Elvio. Can you hear us?
How's it going?
What's up?
Hey.
I can.
Elvio, for those of you just joining
well.
us, is in the band Daughtry. He is the backup vocalist, which, dude, like backing up Daughtry is no joke. And Elvio and I have had this conversation because he's already like up here, and Elvio's got to like harmonize above what Chris is doing. If you think about it. Like, that's a tall order.
Yeah. No, that's not.
It is.
That's pretty epic, dude. Jeez. Okay.
And by the way, Elvio, John, meet Elvio.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
So the song we're going to listen to, Elvio, is called The Dam. And you co-wrote this with Johnny, correct? And Chris?
Awesome.
Correct.
Can you tell us a
Yes,
little bit about
yep.
the song? What's the meaning and whatnot?
Sure. So basically, I've been, front and center to a lot of things that Chris has gone through in his life, and he's unfortunately dealt with a lot of tragedy. He lost his daughter, he lost his mom. I think it was all within a couple weeks' time.
Oh my God.
And he's a strong, incredibly strong human being who's gone through more than most people ever go.
Yeah. Uh-oh. You froze, Elvio.
Did I freeze?
You froze. I think you're back. So you said, yeah, so he's been going through, obviously, something beyond most of us can comprehend, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tried to use those, experiences for song ideas. And I just had this, it just came to me one day, almost, the feeling of all this pressure and all these things building up in his life. And then like the dam just breaks, and you're just flooded with all of these emotions and things you have to deal with. And I also wanted to, incorporate a song into our, repertoire, I guess, that really lets him let loose. Because a lot of people didn't see that side of his voice. He's an incredible singer. He's a very, he's got great sense of melody. He's got a great range. But dude, he can rip. He can scream. And
Heck yeah.
we've kind of just been getting heavier and heavier as we progress. And I know that's an area he wanted to explore for sure. And then enter my great friend and writing as you know, Richard, is an incredibly talented
You froze one more time. Who are you? We missed who you're talking about.
You know what? I wonder if I should move. I wonder if I should move. I don't know why this connection's weird, but Johnny Cummings,
There he is.
who I've had the pleasure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it working?
Yeah, I think we're okay.
I almost feel like I should go somewhere else to see if the signal's any better.
Yeah, it might be
I'm
worth
going to
it.
try to move.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this. We're going to do this.
So as Elvio's
I'm
moving,
in my studio, and this.
Yeah, so I was going to say, as Elvio's moving here, so I just wanted to say, so Johnny and I met Elvio. He's originally from Rochester, New York, or is from Rochester, New York.
Oh, nice.
And he was in a band, really a top 40 band. All right, it was mostly throughout the 90s and early 2000s. And they were like the band. They, every bar, every club, every major venue, it's like that's who you went to see.
Oh,
and
nice.
our band that Johnny and I were in were fortunate enough to open up for his band. This is like in 1999, I think, is when we met. And it was a little bit of a misfit in the sense that we're doing like a little more like theatrical metal. and his band was doing more like top 40 rock stuff. But Elvio was the lead vocalist, guitarist, keyboardist, things like that. So
nice.
Elvio was to his band what Johnny is to his band, kind of thing, like multi-instrumentalist and everything else. And that's how we originally connected. So it's been just a long time relationship here.
And by the way, those guys ripped. Like Richard, an incredible singer, dude. The band was so good. We were like, what are we doing playing, like letting them open for us? That's a bad idea.
That's always the worst
Horrible
feeling,
idea.
kind of as a vocalist going up after that too. You're like, oh man, like how?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because I never considered myself a vocalist. I did it because nobody else in the band wanted to sing. And then we've got, Richard opening up, who's like a real vocalist. I'm like, this is awful.
No. He's exaggerating, but I appreciate the props. Going back.
Is the signal better now?
It is, yeah, seems to be. Just a little delay,
Okay.
but you're not skipping or anything. Going back to, obviously you're working with John. You guys wrote "Heavy's the Crown," which was one of Daughtry's number
Correct.
one rock charts on the
nice.
Billboard, which is awesome. And I'm curious about that because I did when I first mentioned to a friend of mine that we were gonna have Daughtry on today's show. He's like, "Yeah, but he's not metal." I'm like, "Oh, you are out of date."
I'm so excited to hear this now.
Because Chris has really evolved his, just like you said, his vocal style and tone. So is this something I feel like this is something he's always kind of meant to do with his voice. Does he feel that way?
Absolutely. We were with RCA for a bunch of years, and, it's easy to get pulled in all these different directions because you've got people chirping in your ear about, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
And, you listen to them because they're the label and you think that they know what they're doing, right? And you think they have all the answers. And we just felt like they were, pulling us in these different directions that were more pop and more, there was less guitars. And, Chris is a rock singer. And, when he fulfilled a requirement for RCA, we released Dearly Beloved independently, pretty much. And Chris was like, I want to make the record that I want to make. And I want to make a rock record. And it just worked, and it just made sense, and people accepted it. And, we had songs that did well in the charts without, really the help of any label.
Amazing.
And then we signed with Big Machine. Yeah. And then we signed with Big Machine, and it just keeps progressively getting heavier, and it feels right. And, we love it. And, going back to, I know when I was getting cut off, but going back to working with Johnny, I've worked in the studio with a lot of people, but the chemistry that he and I have in the studio, I feel like he gets me, I get him, and there's never tension. And when you're in writing sessions, it can get weird. It's a very personal thing. But it never gets weird with Johnny. And,
That's awesome.
I come up with like concepts for songs, and then he just gets me, and then it just always goes in the right direction. I'm like, yep, that's it. Let's finish it. He's phenomenal. He's one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life. And
anytime you can have
a ton of credit.
Anytime you can have that level of skill without the ego, it just allows for amazing art. There's no question about it.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
All right. Well, let's check this out. So I have heard the song, of course, but I have not watched the video. So the video is brand new to me, so I'm excited to see this. John, have you heard this one yet?
I have not. In the way it's been built up, I am like on the edge of my seat. I'm like ripping my freaking armrest off. I'm like, I gotta hear this.
All right. All right, let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Gotta show off the abs.
And everywhere I hide, it never stops the hurting. Caught in the riptide, I'm struggling to fight underneath the current. I think the sky is falling. Looks like the walls are crumbling. Feels like the end is coming. I see the water rising, just like a wave of pressure building up. It's building up on me. The dam's about to break. I'm standing on the brink. It's washing me away. The damage is done. Here comes the flood. 'Cause the dam's about to break. The limits of my mind was on the other side. It's bound to breach the surface. Calamity
Love that riff.
inside, with nothing left behind in the wake of the resurgence. I feel the doom impending, the ground underneath me shaking. I can see my world upending.
chills in this chorus.
Yeah. His voice, man.
All right, we'll pause. Let me back up here a little bit. He's he's amazing. I mean, just because I've also seen him live, right, a couple times. This is what he sounds like live. Like, there's no joke with his. It's that one take. Does he do multiple takes in comp or punch and things like that? In terms of like when he's first capturing a song, very often we try to obviously get like the best version of something. Is it already flushed out and he gets it, or does he refine it in the studio process? Because live it sounds exactly like this.
Bro, live, look, I might be biased. I think he's the best rock singer on the planet right now. He's incredible.
He's amazing.
And he does this night in and night out. And he's his own, biggest critic. He's always trying to get better and better and better. But, his endurance, his range, he doesn't mail it in. He's singing everything, live every night. There's never any
there's no post-production, there's no auto-tune, there's none of that crap with Chris.
None of it.
Dang. Okay.
One thing that we take pride in is that, when you come to see us live, every vocal you hear from he or myself is live. It's just,
dude.
We love doing it. For me, that's the fun part. But when he's in the studio, he's a great vocal producer. He's not just a lead singer that relies on producers or engineers. Like, he knows what he's trying to get. He knows what he wants. And he'll do things, over again. And it's funny because, I'll hear him do a take and I'll be like, that was sick. He'll be like, nah, I want to change. There's this one little cadence on this one word. I'm like, what? Like, it sounded great to me. He knows what he wants. He's very focused, and the end result is always pretty cool. It's pretty great.
I noticed
I can't say enough about him.
Yeah. I noticed in the second verse, he's got the harmonies are coming, things like that. Is that him on the record that you do live, or are you on the record in this case as well?
Yeah, he was in Nashville when he was recording this, and Nashville. A lot of times we do our parts from home, but that's his voice on the record. I sing all that live, and then in that second, from the second chorus out, there's the call and answer. He does the dance about to break, never getting out of. I do all that answer stuff, so it's just back and forth.
Nice.
But that's what's insane. So he's not tailoring it towards your instrument. He's creating his vision of what he wants and all the layers, and then you have. I can just imagine the experience you must have sometimes when he's like, "Oh, here's your part."
Here you go.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
but you deliver
pretty much.
Yeah, you deliver. So I've seen Elvio
you.
perform a couple
Thank
times,
you.
and he's on every time. He's doing everything that Chris asks, and in many cases, technically, what the backup singer has to do is more difficult than the front singer, because you have to move with them and their vibe and their choice and everything else. So there's a skill set there that Elvio you have that you're brilliant at. So I just want to applaud you on that.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I appreciate that. that. Yeah, the trick is not trying to be the one. You're trying to blend. You're trying to
support,
complement what he does. And a lot of times when people try to sing harmonies or background vocals, they stick out too much, if that makes any sense, and then that blend isn't there. It just becomes like two lead singers fighting with each other.
Yeah.
I know my role. Just stay back and when but here's the fun thing for me is that there are many moments where I get to do a call and answer, or it's just me. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the fact that I came from being a lead singer, so I still get plenty of opportunity to sing in this band.
That's cool.
And, the joy is that he doesn't really put handcuffs on me in terms of when I'm playing on piano or synth parts or whatever. It's like, do your thing. And, my attitude is serve the song. It's not about me, what's best for the song. And
100%.
I think that it works well,
Absolutely.
awesome.
This sounds awesome. Simply Quirky, thank you so much for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. All right, let's keep going here because the evolution of the song and the feel is fantastic. The chorus hook is great, and what you were describing, knowing what the song's about, you can feel like all the symbolism in the video is just very real.
A lot.
Like
Yeah.
there's a lot happening there. Let's keep going.
Here comes the flood, 'cause the dam's about to break.
Loving that guitar tone, dude.
Oh, I know.
Hatred is breeding, the vultures are feeding, it's taking a turn from the worst. Can't keep pretending, can't change the ending when everything's buried here.
Yes.
The dam's about to break. I'm standing on the brink. It's washing me away. The damage is done. Here comes the blood. 'Cause the dam's about to break.
Okay.
Oh,
Well done, sir. Well done. That was freaking awesome. And like, I gotta
Thank
say,
you.
I feel like that one definitely. You were saying it's a lot heavier. I feel like, dude, you brought it to the brink of like. I guess what would be like acceptable for like in some form of like mainstream rock and metal. You were like right at the cusp where it's like we're about to be like considered this. You know what I mean? Like too metal or something.
Yeah. It's funny
So-
because that's what it feels like. It feels like because I watch some of these reaction videos on YouTube and some of these metalheads, it's like they
Yeah.
don't want to like it, but they're like, oh man, is this
They're like, was I
metal?
headbanging? Did I just headbang? Oh,
Yeah.
I can't deny it.
Uh,
It's cool, it's cool to win people over in that, in that lane. And, we're starting, we're getting invited to a lot of the big rock festivals and being accepted in that world feels good,
As
So-
you
Yeah.
should. And on top of it, Chris's vocal tone is just, it's not just a vocal tone. The essence of his fingerprint, right, sonically, is so good and so identifiable. And that's one of the most valuable things, as we've discussed on this channel, in music, in any genre, being able to be instantly identifiable that's your ace. Whether you like the
That's a
singer
gift.
or not. It is.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
a gift, and not everybody has that. And I would say that for myself. When I was the lead singer of my band, I mean, I could hit the notes, I could do the job, but I don't have that gift that he has, where you hear two notes and you know exactly who that is. And there's singers that have Steve Perry, Lou Gramm. Like when I
So
hear
many.
those singers, Freddie Mercury, you knew right away.
Instantly.
And that's a gift.
I remember Chris was on the show The Mask. It's called?
Oh
The
gosh,
Masked
yeah,
Singer.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. The Masked
it was
Singer.
we had The Masked Singer. It was on one night, and my wife Alicia walks into the room. She goes, "It was literally not even the first sentence was completed of the first song." She walks in and goes, "Oh, I didn't know Chris was on the show. Did you know?" I'm like, "Wait, who is that?" Like it was so matter of fact, and it took me to the chorus to finally go, "Yes, you are correct." Like it took me a second, and she just instant. It was amazing.
Gosh, dude, that is
So
hilarious.
what's funny about that is that I didn't know anything about the show, right? Knew nothing about it. And all of a sudden people are sending me messages saying, "Is Chris the Rottweiler?" And I'm like, what?
What the hell does
What
that
are
mean?
you talking about? Like, I don't even, what does this even mean? And then they were like, Masked Singer. And I was like, I had to look it up to see what it was. And I found a clip on YouTube and it said Masked Singer Rottweiler. And I hit play. And literally the first note, I'm like, that's him. I mean, I hear him every
Oh my
night in my
gosh.
ears. I'm pretty sure that's him.
Yeah.
But
That's amazing.
the funny part is he couldn't tell us. He could not tell us.
Yeah,
he
they're
couldn't
not
say
legally
anything
allowed
about
to.
it.
Yeah.
So here we are. We have shows. So we're in the dressing room,
Oh,
getting ready for shows. And, Chris walks out. I'm like, what's up, dude? Like, what have you been up to? And he's like, I'm like, dude, come on. Like, we know. Like, I know your voice. And he stayed in character, and he just would not, and finally,
awesome.
we all had to sign NDAs because it was obvious that we knew,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Gosh.
fantastic. Oh my
That's
goodness.
hilarious.
Well, Elvio, thank you. Go ahead, John. You had a question?
Well, no, I was just gonna say,
Fire
man,
away.
you really inspired me to like check him out more. Like, I already have listened to a lot of Daughtry, but like hearing you talk about him and like how important it is to y'all to keep things like if you hear us at a concert, you're hearing us. That's like a thing that I'm very big on recently, and like you've inspired me to check your music out a lot more, and I'm
Awesome.
very stoked for that. So thank you, and thank you for explaining the song too. Like.
Yeah.
I was reading the comments.
Yeah,
a lot of people are like, it makes sense. So thank you.
Yeah. And by the
Oh,
way,
my pleasure.
this is part 1 of 2, is it not? The album. It's like almost an EP that was just released
Yep.
that this is on.
Yep, released part 1, 6 songs, I believe, on part 1, and then part 2 will be sometime in 2025. But it's pretty much written. Now we've got to like record our parts and put the band on it and do all that stuff. And
Yeah.
we're excited about it though. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
Very cool,
it feels
man.
good. Like I said, we just came off of two tours, one in the spring, one in the fall with Breaking Benjamin and
God,
Stained
great
on this recent
Wow.
run. And I can tell you guys this for sure. I've seen it with my own eyes. Rock is back in a big way.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
yeah.
dude, we're playing. It was like 15 to 25,000 people a night for us, Breaking Benjamin and Stained, and we went on at like 6:35 was our set time, and it was packed already at 6:35. Like, it was weird.
Dang. That is awesome.
Yeah, and then we go out in the spring with Disturbed direct support, which should be a lot of fun. And Nothing
Awesome,
More as well,
dude.
which is
Nothing-
another great band.
Oh,
Oh,
God. That's awesome.
God, dude, that's gonna be wild.
We'll have to catch you on tour for sure. So
Yeah.
thanks again for stopping in. We got 2 more bands. I don't know do you have time to hang out? You want to check out a
I
couple
do.
other artists?
I will
Yeah?
hang out. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Oh, yes, dude,
Yes. All right. I will stick it around. Up next, you're about to have your mind blown. Dan
Vasc.
Vasc. Are you familiar
Yes.
with this name?
I am not.
Okay.
feel like
He's from Brazil. He's a rock singer. I don't know, John, I think you're more familiar than I am. I've only heard a couple songs. Does he have originals out? I know he does a lot of YouTube content, like voice play.
Yeah.
To do.
Yeah, so he would definitely be more like known for covers, but he does have an original band as well too that he's
Okay.
done stuff with. And I'm not sure if they're still doing things right now or not, but he does do originals as well.
So this is another artist that I went to John. I went to your channel to try to find something you haven't already heard. So it took me a minute.
Dude.
So this is called "My Mother Told Me," Song of the Vikings metal cover. So
Dude,
Cool. And you say he's Brazilian?
yeah.
Mhm.
My first introduction to him was singing from Mulan. What was that song?
yes, dude, I'll make a man out of you.
I'll Make a Man Out of You. It's
Yes,
just he shreds
yes.
it. It's fantastic.
Crushes that one.
All right, here we go.
My mother told me someday I would buy galley with good
Definitely has like that
horse,
Nordic melody.
sail
Yeah.
to distant shores, stand upon the prow, noble born I steer, steady course to the haven, many foemen, many foemen. My mother told me someday I would buy galley with good horse,
Low notes in that.
sail to distant shores, stand upon the prow, noble bork I steer, steady course to the haven, many foemen, many foemen.
Love the timing on that.
Elvio, what's your first impression?
Wow, dude, he's like the Brazilian Jeff Tate. Like, it's crazy range. I didn't expect that.
Do you remember what the first show that we opened for you? This was like I had the long hair, black tank top.
Totally.
This is what, in my mind, I looked like. I've recently looked at tapes. I did not.
We need pictures, dude. We
I
need
did not look
pictures.
like Dan Vasc at all.
I need them pictures, dude.
This guy's
Dude,
just-
he had the whole look. He had the whole thing. You even like had a similar, almost like metal theatrical thing that you did
we
vocally.
did
that-
Queen's
your
Right.
range was
yeah.
insane. I remember.
Dude.
I remember, dude. Yeah.
But this guy is. I mean, he's here. He's on
yeah.
those low harmonies. It's
Yeah.
The
Yep.
F. What is that? 2. I think he might even have the D flat there, but just like a pure kind of tone resonance, and then just stacked up.
Yeah.
I mean, his range is just crazy.
I didn't expect him to get up
Richard
that high.
Vasc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
He,
No, he's
dude,
a
he's got.
beast.
He's not even scraping the pan yet, dude. He's like right there. He's just like that's like. I mean,
He's
it's
in his
mid-highs
comfort
or something, dude. Yeah. Richard
I
Vasc.
feel like
by
he's
the
got
way, is a
another
thing.
gear.
Yeah. But what I love about everything he's done, the few that I've seen so far, there's just, it's over the top in the most glorious, fun way. It's just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know, he's got like that third person talking about himself vibe, but in humor, but he can back it up with the skill. It's just, I just love his whole vibe.
Yeah.
It's just so fun. All right, let's keep
Definitely.
going here. I don't know this guy. Modulation.
Yeah. I love that growl there too.
Yes.
That was wild, man.
Oh my goodness. So we started off here, or I think he might have had a note there that.
Some there.
Is that where he was? So that's
Good
3
God.
octaves higher.
Yeah. Wow.
And he does it
Crazy.
like that's his head voice. Like his folds are thinning, so it could vibrate at that speed because that's like it's over 1,000, well over 1,000 cycles per second. But he adds so much like push on it. It gives it a little bit of a growl. Gives that feeling of a chest voice. It gives it more depth, but he's beyond that because the folds can't be that thick and vibrate at that speed at the same time. So it's just he's got this balance that he has throughout that range is just. I mean, that's what all of us in the 80s were aspiring to do because that's what was on the radio. It's just these, well, not even that high, but, you know, your Bon Jovis and You know,
Oh, yeah.
they're all hanging around that CD range to just in their choruses, but and he's ridiculous.
Yeah, Dan Vasc, man, definitely has.
Speaking of Bon Jovi, have you seen that documentary?
No.
It's
Is it on
phenomenal.
Netflix, right?
Is it Netflix or Hulu? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
not
it's
sure,
on
but it's
Netflix. I
really
did
good.
see it. I did see it, but I haven't actually watched it.
Yeah, yeah.
Really
gonna be
good,
some
man.
playing
John Bon
time.
Jovi's gotten a lot of slack over, just his recent form, and videos are all surfacing and things like that. But people don't realize what he's, like they put an implant in his vocal cord because they won't close.
Right.
And the fact that he's still trying and he's still,
Oh my
it's a
god.
lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. It's easy for people to say, dude, just stop. You got to quit. Okay, well,
Yeah.
he's also in charge of about 100+ people on his crew with families and kids. Like,
Yeah.
you stop, those people are, you know what I mean? There's a lot of pressure that people
Yeah.
don't think about, right?
Yeah.
But you're quickly reminded when you watch this documentary, because there's a lot of old footage. You're quickly reminded of what a badass he was when he first came
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Dude, talk about range. Like, they were great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could sing. Yeah, he was really
Yeah.
good.
That's wild.
And
I'm gonna
there's
have to
always
check
a
that one out.
likability about him too. There's that
For sure.
yeah, and that just makes you root for him even more. But it's also if it's your passion, if it's something you love, and it's like it's okay if you don't want to let it go. If your fans don't want to keep listening, that's on them. But like to get any negative hate for you pursuing something you enjoy, it's like you're missing the point of the one life we have.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. Yeah, I just can't imagine, knowing what you used to be able to do and then having this issue and your voice just doesn't do what your head hears. And,
Yes.
and people are cruel with with social media and YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sacred, everything's captured. And it's just, look what Arnell from Journey just went through. Did you guys see that?
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like, we don't know how tired he was, if he could hear what he was doing. Like, there's so many factors, and to just the guy's an incredible singer. Like, you can't deny that. Journey got him for a reason, and we're gonna judge him for a bad night. It's not fair.
Can I just say though, like, whenever people really just drag you through it for a bad night or a bad take on a bad song, you know what I mean? Like, they could literally clip like one bad off note and be like, "Listen to how bad he was." This
Of course.
concert." People doing that are literally ruining live concerts because they're creating this stigma where you're like, "Oh, I hit a bad note," and like now vocalists are afraid to do that. And that's where you're getting people that are using like auto-tune live or
Lip syncing
overly
and-
loud backing tracks, and
Because they're
like,
afraid of the audience. Yeah.
I would rather a vocalist screw up an entire freaking set than I would sit through a song of lip singing. Dude, it takes me out of the performance.
I
So,
couldn't agree more. I truly do believe that the average concert goer wants to feel emotion, wants to feel like you want those bumps and bruises. Like, I don't want to. I can just listen to the record, at home. Like, I don't want to hear that exact thing. That's me personally, and
I think that also comes from like both of y'all and myself included, like coming up in music, I guess, like performing before that was really ever a thing. Like, I remember whenever people started using clicks on like pedals on drums, and we were like, wait, like a trigger, you know what I mean? We were like, this is cheating, guys.
Yeah.
Can we just not? So like, I remember those days, and it's just like, I feel maybe that's a lot of where we get this rawness from and where we want that rawness in a live performance. But yeah.
To Elvio's point, there's still obviously there's a human desire for that. That's why the rock shows are filling seats too, because there is that need, I think, because that's where that true art is for sure.
Totally agreed.
Speaking of live performances, we are on to our next. This is Nightwish. Elvio, are you familiar with this group?
Oh man.
Good. You belong on this channel because Johnny and I don't know any of these bands ever. And they're huge.
I love it. I'm learning.
So this song is Devil in the Deep Dark Ocean. It's live in Buenos Aires. This is 5 years ago. And this is with we just learned that they actually went through 3 different singers. This is Floor. This is their current singer. So get ready for I'm guessing a very theatrical metal experience.
Dude, yes.
Let's go. By the way, they're from Finland.
We'll give you this nice little piece. It's called
Well, she's from
Devil and the Deep Dark.
she's
Ocean.
Dutch, but the band is from Finland.
Yes.
A snowy owl above the haunted waters.
Marco.
I tell of the ancient gods. Christ to tell the never-ending story. Prophecy of becoming floods.
That was like quintessential rock vocalist.
I know.
Deep dark is Majesty's kingdom. Pulling on the morrow's world. Net of the liquid, giving power. The red item bomb.
Woo.
I would die.
To pause here. So Marco's doing like this. It's like almost like he's narrating like a story. I'm not picking up all the lyrics, but it feels like he's telling a story, and then she's just coming in. This is the first time. This is the second time I've ever even heard Floor sing. First time I've heard her do with like the grit. She's got a great pushed, gritty kind of like edge, hard rock sound, and into this clear, just majestic crystal tone that she's known for. And how tall is she? She's an Amazon. Like, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, she's just this massive presence on stage with this incredible voice. Is she like 6 feet, maybe taller?
She's pretty tall, I think. I'm not sure 100%.
Yeah, let us know in the chat. Elvio, what do you think?
She's great. I mean, this isn't my style of song that I normally would enjoy, but I respect it immensely. The talent's there. I mean, she's incredible. We were really, really lucky to do a song with Lizzie Hale. And actually performed. We actually performed. So we did a remake of Separate Ways from Journey, and it's basically a duet with Chris and Lizzie. And we performed that with Lizzie at Royal Albert Hall, and it was one of the most incredible experiences of my life.
I'd be dead.
Getting to sing with those two.
Yeah, I would just pass out. I was like,
I'll do the third part harmony.
I'll sing along with it. So Floor is 6'1". I thought she was tall. Yeah. Wow.
Dude, yeah. Also, I will say something else that gives her like some major props for me. I don't know how late into term she was, but she toured like while pregnant, by the way. And like, I don't know how late in term, but she was showing. So it was like somewhere late in there. And, but she was still hitting these notes. And I don't know what the physics of that are,
Is that dangerous?
I don't know. I don't even know.
I wouldn't recommend crowd surfing per se.
Probably not.
But it's actually not. So typically, like the second term is great for singers because the body holds fluid a little bit different. There's more hyaluronic acid that's stored in the vocal folds and the joints and everything in the body, just for literal flexibility for the whole body. So the folds stretch and notes tend to be easier. The challenge is now your diaphragm can't go down because the womb is full.
Oh, yeah.
So that you can't pull on the lungs downward. You have to pull outward. So you lose between 40 to 60% of your breath capacity on your inhale. So the range is typically great. The breath control typically isn't That's
Oh,
where
God.
the struggle is. Unless they're dealing with like morning sickness, then now you've got, you know, acid on the folds and everything else, and then your range sinks. So it's a journey to sing.
Yeah,
going
well,
through pregnancy.
You learn something new every day. That was
Yeah.
a wild one.
Dude,
I never knew that.
I feel like a caveman right now. Like he's so smart. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're same.
You set me up with the one thing I know about about vocal stuff.
That's funny.
All right, let's keep going here.
Nice.
Good night, Teresa.
I would die for the love of the mermaid, a seduction, beauty, and scorn. Welcome to the end of your life, hail the ocean born.
Disgraceful smart virginity, death was stolen by wedding price. All the great new queens, the modern Jew for you are the created of the image of God.
Woo!
Nice.
Good breath control.
Right now all rest is sweet, when we here end the day.
I prayed for pleasure, wish for love, prayed for love. Who the hell are you for me?
I love how edgy she is. Is it just me, or are you hearing if Meatloaf was 6'1" female singing theatrical metal? that's what you would get.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
she's awesome.
the range,
so
the
good.
vibrato, the passion behind it, everything. I want to hear this section again.
Hearing that shift there.
Thank you for that.
From cradle to coffin, shall my wickedness be
So dramatic.
passion?
Good Lord, man.
Thank
Damn.
you so much.
You're welcome.
I just love that clear angelic tone with just the chaos underneath it. That dichotomy is just so interesting to me musically, and I think that's partly what gives it that symphonic quality, along with obviously the keyboard and the opera stabs, orchestra hit
Yeah.
sounds, and all that stuff.
Homeboy on the keyboard shredding. He's
Yeah.
got that Billy Joel angry young man thing going on where he's like
Yes.
2 fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're musically. I mean, they're incredible, and I like she almost went into like a Celine Dion kind of thing for a second. Like,
Oh, yeah.
she has she has every color. It's like the grit, the range, and then if she needs to be beautiful sounding, she's got that. Like, I was really impressed.
She's a lot to offer. So like, this is only the second song. The other song that I heard, can't remember the title off the top of my head. It was all operatic intention. So it's more of like the bel canto style. So it's like she can shift gears as, serving the song, like you're saying earlier, based on what the intention is. So I'm excited to hear more from her as well. And Johnny are cut from the same cloth. He would have said the same thing. It's like, well, it's not my thing, but damn, it's like,
yeah, no,
so you can
appreciate it. Yeah. Just like a lot of the hardcore, like death metal, like that's not my thing either. But when I hear dudes screaming like that with all the guttural, all the different fry screams, I'm so impressed by it because I can't do it and I want to do it. So Richard, look at your schedule. Let's book some time so I can figure out how to do that. Now that we're getting heavier, it'd be really cool. A little bag of tricks.
Next week
a little backup scream.
A new segment of Elvio Learns to Scream.
It makes me cough, bro. Every time I try to do it, I start coughing. It drives me nuts.
There's definitely techniques behind it and different styles of hitting. So it's an art form. It's a game of efficiency. Like anything you want to do aggressive, it's like how little can you spend to get that sound? Like that's the formula, and then working on it in that way. So, and all of the singers that we checked out today all have that skill set for sure. But, woo! Well, around the world in
crazy.
118 minutes.
That was whiplash, dude. Definitely was whiplash.
Oh my
awesome.
Goodness. Well, Elvio, thank you for joining us. John, thank you for co-hosting with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And for those of you watching after, please be sure to leave your requests in the comments after this. That way we know what to go back to and check out next from a lot of these bands. So that is it for today. Oh, Elvio, I don't have you on the screen, but you're still here in spirit and in our ears.
Feel your presence.
You're still there. We can hear you. Thank you for all of our silver, gold, and diamond Throwly members helping support the page and putting on shows like this. Many more to come. Tomorrow is Fuji Kaz, and Friday is special guest with Mark Baxter. Around the world in maybe 90 minutes with singers from the Philippines. Bye, everyone. Hope you have an